Yes, yes. Welcome back to the Tottenham Concept. It's very nice to say welcome back. Listen, big up your damn selves. I appreciate everyone and anyone who clicks on these videos. The support means a hell of a lot to me, so I appreciate you. On that subject, do you know what? My previous video and shorts have received quite a lot of support. I was a bit blown away, to be honest. It's nothing massive, but you know, for me, I was very taken back by it. So, again, thank you. Right, let's get on to the game. Let's start with a ceremony. Right. Now, listen, I don't want to offend anyone. I respect all cultures, but I'm not sure what that was. So initially, when she started singing, I sat there and I thought to myself, oh, she's not singing. She stubbed her toe. And this movement wasn't her getting into the groove. She was asking for help. She was in pain. But bless her, she soldiered on. We got through that and we got towards the end. And I won't lie, towards the end of the performance, I then sat and thought to myself, at any moment, I'm expecting a chariot, some bow and arrow guys, some sword fighters, some spears, shields, whatever, to come tumbling out of that tunnel. Luckily, it didn't. However, should it have, it probably would have been a bit more entertaining. Like, for me, and I mean no disrespect, it just didn't go with the whole football vibe for me. But again, you know, listen, I joke. Shall we move on to the lineup? That lineup. Now, had you been one of those people to wait till 4 a.m. to watch your team play, and that what was brought out, I would be pissed. Now, luckily, I didn't stay up till 4, but that team, as soon as I saw the sheet come out, I looked and I thought, my mind instantly went to a little lad at Christmas who desperately wanted a pair of Nike shoes. You know, it's Christmas morning, presents are under the tree and all that good stuff. You know, he's got, he can see a shoebox. He knows he's got something, you know, and he's sitting there hoping. And he gets his present and he's ripping it off. High tech. That level of disappointment was what I felt when I saw the starting lineup. Now, again, I could be alone in this. So do me a favor, get into the comments. And I'm not trying to plug myself here. I'm too small for that nonsense. I'm interested to see if I'm being too harsh. Get in the comments. Let me know what you thought of that initial lineup. Because for me, that's yard sale FC. You know, it was the kids. It was the fringe players. It just didn't fill me with excitement. You know, but again, it is what it is. I'll tell you what we'll do for the first time. I haven't done this before, so bear with me. Let's have a look here. So we go to that one and then that one. Okay, here we go. Great, I've got it. This is good. Okay, so our starting lineup was the powerful Austin 40, Archie Earl Grey tea, extra milk. Kota is on the back of a door on your way out to Kai. Donnelly, Captain Scarlet, Moore, Keir Starmer. Okay, Keir Starmer, Hardy, Williams Barnett, Ty Hall. And on the bench, we had Dubravka, Gallagher, that guy, Tell, Fernandez, Davis, Tyrese Hall, Russell Deeney, Meslier, and Yang. Quick words on Meslier and Yang. So Mason Meslier is a young Irishman. I've seen quite a lot of him, and he fills me with a bit of hope. But being at Tottenham, it's probably not going to come to anything. But you never know. He had a fantastic record over in Ireland, really, truly. You never know. He might come to something. It'd be nice to see him maybe once or twice throughout this pre-season. Yang. Now, Yang leaves a lot of people sort of flat to deceive. He's very... I'm going to be honest, I kind of like him. So I watched a lot of him on loan. And I, for one, could appreciate what he offers to a team. I feel like he's good in attacking scenarios. You know, he's sharp. He's got a great turn of pace. You know, has a little pass on him. I'm not talking top tier, but, you know, he knows what he's doing. I'm not expecting either one of them to shine this season or to even play a game. But you never know, right? I'm pretty sure Yang will go back out on loan, which is a shame for him because I feel like with Yang, Someone needs to get hold of him and say, this is your chance, don't mess it up, because he needs to elevate to that next level. Moving on to the actual game itself. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest. I don't have a great deal of positive stuff to say because, in truth, the game bored the hell out of me. I think I was so irritated at the lineup, the starting lineup, which I know I shouldn't be, but I was so annoyed at that I kind of, I don't know, maybe I just didn't all take it in. But look, the game started. There was a break and then it ended. Thank you so much for watching the Tottenham concept. Take care. No, the game started. It was a bit tentative, a bit slow, but Tottenham very quickly took the reins, took control of the game. And that can be expected because I don't think Auckland have played since May the 23rd. And obviously we've had a preseason game, so but regardless, the golfing quality is there. Also, fun fact, I think the stadium attendance was 42,000, and apparently that was some sort of record. Now I don't know if that's for a footballing event in New Zealand. I'd be very surprised if it was. I'm not too sure, but it was some sort of record. It might have just been for that stadium. I don't know. But yeah, like I said, so we took control of the game. There are a few names that we can talk about in terms of what I saw out there. I mean, I'll pick one right now. Dane Scarlett. Now, I do want to bring this up because for me, he's a player that irritates me. Well, not irritates, maybe that's the wrong word. But look, if you take if you sort of take a look-see at him, you'll find that predatory striking is fantastic. 9 times out of 10, loose ball, keeper error, blah, blah, blah. He will put it away, which I think is fantastic. But that's all he's got to his game. He doesn't have anything else. And it's frustrating to see because look at all the hype. He had blown up his arse from Conte, Mourinho. You know, I wonder if that's something that maybe has affected him getting to that next level. But then to be fair, I don't know about you lot. He don't really strike me as that arrogant little son of a bitch, but maybe he is. I don't know. But he just never progressed. So for me, he's out at 5,000. He's got to go. He's got to go. He doesn't offer anything other than a fox in the box, but like substandard. You know, in today's football, you need more than that. On that subject, I wonder how Van Nistelrooy. No, I'm not even going to go there. Yeah, you know, so Scarlett has got to go. The next name on the list, and this is a positive thing, I know, first time for everything, Archie Gray. Archie Gray was playing quite a brave game. I thought he was good defensively. I felt like his passing was outstanding at times, truly outstanding. We'll come to that first goal. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was an Archie Gray interception, and he looked it into Solomon. I'll come to Solomon in a minute. Yeah, looped it into Solomon. He took a shot. And obviously Scarlett came in. You know the rest. Solomon, actually, on that subject, there is a player there, right? I don't think he's good enough for Spurs, but I do think he stands out above the rest, especially in a team like today. You know, I mean, it wouldn't be difficult, would it, to be honest? But I like his movement. He's very good on the ball. Very good on the ball. But again, I've said it before, I'll say it again, he's not good enough for Spurs. But I suppose the reason why I'm saying this is I don't feel like it would be a struggle to sell him. And look, listen, going into the second half, we started with the same team. I was expecting wholesale changes throughout. Look, the thing is, right, I know this is just a preseason. I get that. And I know we've got to take a look at youth. I also understand that. I just think, given the current circumstances, I don't know. Look, listen, Robbie De Zerbi, call one of us next time and ask what our youth are like. We'll tell you they're not that good. You know, I don't want to see that. I think I've been so frustrated with Tottenham for so many years now that I can't stand seeing youth players anymore. I mean, look where it's got, but look where it's got us as a club. Sorry, 2 17th place finishes. Good God. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to get too Captain Depresso on you. I'm just simply saying I would have rather not watch an entire game of kids and Spurs rejects. You know, it wasn't fun. But moving on to the second half. Again, the second half was very much like the first. Uh, you can see what De Zerbi's trying to do. He's trying to instill a certain type of playing, you know, certain type of game plan, a different type of mentality. Whether they were executing or not, I don't know. I mean, we did introduce a little bit of first team quality. I say a little bit, very vaguely. I think we had Gallagher, Tell, Richarlison. You know, I can't stand that guy with a passion. Richarlison, who else? Oh, Fernandez. I'm convinced after watching that performance of Fernandez, he was told, yeah, just go out there, mate, relax, chill yourself out. But in all fairness, Tell had a good second half, I feel. I mean, he ran it down the line, as we know he does. Fed it into Richarlison. Now, I would expect a one-legged blind donkey to score that goal. But this is Richarlison, and you never know, right? But again, look, he got his goal, so I suppose you've got to give him some sort of props. It's really difficult to not be biased because you know I can't stand Richarlison. So it's really difficult to give props, but unfortunately, when they're there, they're there. You know, look, I feel like overall the game certainly wasn't a pre-season game to remember. It's hard to analyze because I was so bored, and these were not the players I wanted to see. Like, for instance, I'll give you for instance. When we go to the Premier League, right, and that's not that far away, I want to have seen Tonali and Fernandez in the double pivot at least one half of every preseason game we play because they've never played together before. So for me, surely you'd want to build up some sort of cohesion, some sort of relationship. So I find that strange that those two didn't play together today. You know, again, I know we've got to look at other players, fine, but you've got to keep your eye on the prize. You know, like we've got some prized assets. Why aren't they playing? Because players like Fernandez and Tonali, they didn't play no international. You know, they're good to go. They're good to go. So for me, it's a strange one. I really don't know. But again, my conclusion of the game was it was okay. Yeah, again, like I said, nothing to write home about. It was very bland. There are a few good moments in it. Other than that, it wasn't a spectacle, that's for sure. And again, I would imagine the reason why these players are played, as well as you know, keeping an eye on some youth players, more of a yard sale thing. Like, hey, this is what we've got up for sale. Any takers? 2 for $1. Although a few of them players, that might be an overvaluation, possibly. You know, I will say a short thing on players that we need to bring in. Like at this point, I'm getting a little bit nervous because Spurs have gone silent, and that's never a good thing. Well, at least I don't think it is. You know, we've been linked with all these great players, and nothing has happened. You know my opinion. I really want Savinho, and by the looks of it, bless this guy, he wants Spurs as well because I am convinced he's followed every Spurs player. Yeah, he's all but got himself in a picture with a Spurs shirt on, you know. I think he wants to come, at least in my opinion. You know, players like Krupi, that's now gone quiet as well. We cannot go into next season with no wingers, no new wingers, sorry, and no striker. I can't watch Richarlison again. I physically can't. And you know what? I know I've advocated for Solanke in the past, but even Solanke, he's just not it, is he? He's not it. That's 65 million down the drain as far as I'm concerned. I mean, is he better than Richarlison? I actually think so. I mean, you could have a very strong argument to say, well, check the numbers. Fair enough. But I just think Solanke offers you more. But either way, we can't have either of them being our starting number 9 going into this new season. Not if all the reports on De Zerbi seeing Tottenham up there and you know, him even possibly wanting to win the league. We can't start with players like that. Can't happen. Can't happen. You know, we've got Kudus, who again is a great creator. but he's not a scorer. You know, his GA isn't exactly there when it comes to scoring goals. But either way, you know, you'd happy to have him because of what he offers. So I'm fine with that. You know, I know De Zerbi's made it clear that we're not finished in the transfer market and that we're going to go out and we're going to sign a couple other players, which is great. I'm just getting nervous. That's all, because we're not that far away now. Make no mistake, we are what, a month tops. That's not that far away, guys. So, you know, and we're already into pre-season. I just feel like make it snappy. You know, don't start as you mean to go on. Look, when we went out and we bought Fernandez and Tonali, you know, bang, broke club records twice in a row. Bang, 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 bang. You've set the bar now, Spurs. This is where we need to be. You know, if you want to make up for the shit show that we've seen for the last 25 years, this is it. Now is the time. Spend. I mean, again, I know the market's cooked, but go out and spend what we need to spend, because we need better quality going forward. You know, it's great starting from building a team from the back, and that does need to happen. It's the best way to do it. But the attack is our biggest problem. Biggest problem. If we went into this new season, right, with only 3 new forward players that were top quality, I'd be happy. And I know, look, I know a lot of you may disagree with that, but for me, I wouldn't bat an eyelid. See, Man United did it, you know, and look what happened to them. They finished third. But look, I'll wrap it up now. I am sorry that this wasn't like an in-depth analysis kind of. It's very difficult when you are bored out your skull watching this game. But either way, there will be more videos to follow. I'm not going to stick to reviews, by the way. I've had plans to fallen through. I'm gonna try and release a different type of video in the next coming days. But until that happens, I will catch you in the next one, and that should be another review for Spurs versus. I should have this information pre-prepped. Spurs versus. Oh God! Now I'm taking too long. I'm panicking. Tottenham. Here we go. 2 seconds. Matches. Our next match is against. Oh, Sydney FC. Okay, the runners-up to the title. So Auckland beat them. So I would imagine it's not going to be much of a challenge again. I am hoping we put on more of a display. I'm hoping we play players like JP and Tonali, and these are the players we want to see, right? 100%. But listen, I will catch you in the next video. Like and subscribe. I appreciate every bit of support you guys give. Take care.